In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use image replacement techniques to stylize your simple submit buttons. Here's our boring little guy here, and this is pretty much what your HTML template is going to look like when you download it from this tutorial page, just so you can follow along with this example. Just to show you quickly what your directory will look like, you have the CSS folder, an images directory with the image we're going to be using for replacement. This may look a little awkward to you and may not, but I'll show you quickly why I stacked the image this way. A simple index.html file, and that one we don't need that one. So first I'm going to show you the image. Here it is in Photoshop. Now you see this line here. What we're going to do is we're going to use the submit button's area. We're going to give it a width and a height, and we're going to just show half of this image. And when the user mouses over the submit button, we're going to shift this image up, so this highlighted section is going to be in viewable range instead of this duller section. So back to our browser, this is what our button currently looks like. So first what we want to do is we want to target our submit button or input type submit button and get rid of the default border and the background color. So here's the HTML for the page. We have a simple form. We're not doing anything with the submit button, so we're not putting any special form parameters in here. And we just have the submit button here inside of a paragraph tag, so we can replicate it and it'll automatically create space for us. And let's jump into our style sheet. Go ahead and target the button with input, and inside of the brackets, type equals submit. Open and close curly braces. And now we're going to specify the border to none. And the background color to transparent. We switch back to our browser now and refresh the page. We just have our submit and the background and the border's gone. Alright, so now we're going to set this to display block. And since we're going to have a larger image than what our width and height is set, we're going to set overflow to hidden. Okay. Now what we need is the width and the height of this button. Oh, another thing I'm going to do too is I'm going to set the cursor to pointer. So when we mouse over our button, we're going to see the finger pointer. Alright. So now let's get our width. Our width is going to be the width of our image template. And in this case it's 246 pixels. That's an odd width, but let's go with it. And we need the height. Now the height is going to be exactly half the height of this image. So you just take 192, divide that by 2, and you have 96. Okay. So let's just restore our border and overwrite. There we go, ugly red border. Refresh that. And there we go. And then we have an oddly large submit button, but you get the example. Now let's stylize the text a little bit. Let's change the color to white. And pump up the font size to about 16 pixels. Refresh that, and we can't see anything. It's no problem. Alright, so now we're about ready to drop in our background image. We're going to keep that border on there for now. So let's just go background image, URL, images / and submit bg.jpg. bg.jpg. JPEG. Alright, and we're not going to repeat it, so we set background repeat. So repeat. Alright, let's take a look how we're doing here. Alright, so now we have our original. You can see it matching here. That's the dark background image. Let's go ahead and take that border out now, because we know we're lined up right. So I'm just going to remove this guy. Come back and refresh. Alright, so the image has these little rounded corners that typically you can do with CSS3, but just for Internet Explorer, we're using a rounded corner image. I think this font size can come up just a little bit more. Just go probably 18. Refresh that. There we go. Okay, so now what we want to do is when we mouse over, we want to shift the rest of the image that's hidden here up in place of this frame. Okay? So we need to target the hover effect of the input button. So I'm just going to copy that, come down a few lines, :hover. And all we need to do here is set the background position. And we have two values. This is for, oh, I spelled position wrong here. There we go. This is for the X, and this is going to move the image left to right. And this number will be for the Y, moving it up and down. Now, if you remember, we set the height to 96 pixels. If we made our sprite right, or similar to what you see in the example I've supplied, we should only have to move this by a negative 96 pixels to perfectly match the frame where it currently is, and just moving the other half of the image up. So if I refresh the browser now and mouse over, we now have the hover effect. What's great about this is that now whenever we make a new submit button, if I just move back to the HTML and we just copy our simple submit button and paste it and just change what it says, and shoot back over, refresh it, and now we have a nice styling that'll carry to all of our submit buttons that we put in. And we're keeping the text, and we don't have to use images for the text either. And that's it.